Welcome to the Clear Shots Podcast with Seth Skinner and Jake Jones.
Hey guys, Seth from Clear Shots, and today you're going to hear part 3 of our episode with Cass.
Don't give them clear shots! Don't give them clear shots! Don't give them clear shots! Don't give them clear shots!
What they do is they get this guy to eat the ingredients of a cake, and then he throws them up into a cake pan, and then they bake it, and then they eat it.
So it's like
money.
It's like Chardy McDonald's.
Yeah.
Give them the death penalty.
Then the sequel,
Penalty.
the sequel, right? Penalty.
Give them the death penalty.
The sequel is they do the same thing, but then they shave one of the guys' heads and put that in the cake and bake it and eat it.
Great.
And the third one,
Why do they like cakes? What is their obsession with cake?
Vomit cake?
the third one is the best one.
Yeah.
It's called human
They
cake.
poop?
No, human cake.
They made a
Human meat.
They get other YouTubers and other celebrities to donate fingernails, pubic hair, bodily fluids,
No.
and then they throw that into the cake
No.
pan after having the ingredients vomited into it, and then they bake that and eat it.
No.
Okay.
No,
Well,
I don't
yeah.
want these people to exist.
It's okay. One of them is an R&B singer now, and then the other two are kicked out of YouTube, basically. So you don't have to worry about it anymore, Cass.
It's still there.
Yeah, it is still there.
I have a big problem with YouTube demonetizing accounts personally.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me like monetize this one video of me snorting a peppermint, even though it had 30,000 views
You just tangle
Wait, is that still
even
on
more.
YouTube?
on mine. It's like blocked from you guys.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
A
30
peppermint? Like
You know those chalky
Wait,
mints
did
that
they-
you get at a
Did they
wedding?
get rid of the video? Like not
yeah,
get
like
rid
the
of
ones that
video,
are left on hotel pillows.
Yeah.
You snorted one of those.
I put it on my YouTube,
So it's like unlisted, basically. You
Yeah.
can't-
yeah.
and then it got 30,000 views, and then I was going to go skate across America, and I was like, you know what? I don't want this to be the first thing that people see when they look me up.
Right.
But, yeah, I labeled it longest line ever snorted, and it was literally, if you made a line go around this, it was literally this big around like a horseshoe, and I did all of it.
At once?
I feel like I've seen it.
Not one rail, but I did like
I think I've
third
seen
of
it.
I was going to say that sounds like something I've seen you do.
and then I
Either
did
in
like
person
Unless you
or-
did it in
inchworms
person.
of the rest of it.
I feel like I've seen you snort. a few
That was like
things.
the last thing I ever snorted.
Huh.
People want me to do
except mine.
wasabi.
You should
so
yeah,
they
you
can,
should
like,
come out of
one-up
retirement,
Steve-O.
dude. I think you should come out of retirement.
I can't smell anymore.
Right,
I'm
so
smell
you don't-
blind.
Right, so what's the, you can't do any more damage to it.
No, it can. I already smell things that aren't there a lot of the time, or I just don't smell things at all.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and
I
things
smelled my
taste
beard
different
earlier,
now.
and it smelled like maple syrup, and I haven't had maple syrup in fucking forever, so
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. Maybe I snorted too much.
I've done many different things of snorting. I've snorted, those game cigars. I've
Yeah,
snorted the guts out of a game twice. Snorted multiple cigarettes before.
Place it again.
Just to make sure I got the reaction. Out of the crowd.
Yeah, I love those YouTube videos that are half a second long. Don't need to be on YouTube. They literally can just be a GIF or like, you could just make them a GIF.
No, give
I mean,
some-
yeah,
some-
you don't have the
has
impact.
To be has to be a Web'em.
Yeah, like the
Web'em.
Dude, I remember when Web'ems first came out, and they completely blew my mind.
right.
You were having compressed video at 1080p with high quality audio at a fraction
of the
of
cost.
an MP4.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been any single technological innovation that's affected my life at all since.
Really?
Except for like maybe
Teslas.
Teslas, yeah.
I got my RuneScape character, everything level 40.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other time Cass and I were together. He's
RuneScape?
working on everything to get to...
Are you playing
max
RuneScape
level.
Classic?
Yeah, old school. Oh, yeah. It's
See,
fun.
I couldn't
Level
get into it on
85
my
is
phone.
only... Yeah, you can get it on.
I tried to, and
Wait.
it wouldn't like...
Well, it works now.
Really?
Yeah, he
I'll
was
What,
try it again.
what type of phone do you have?
Galaxy
He's got
Is that like
he's
an
got a
Android?
Motorola Razr.
Yeah,
I
you
had
can
it
do
downloaded, but like it wasn't letting me log into my character, which was weird. Even though I like reset my password a bunch of times and shit. I was like, you know what? I can't.
Maybe you
figure
guys
this out.
start... You mean a character that you had before?
No, I was just gonna start a new one.
Try a new one? Okay.
So I was like, well, I'll wait until they figure this out.
Yeah, there was a few months where it was only certain phones. Now I think they've opened it up more. But I've mostly been playing on my laptop, and then once I get
Right.
something to grind on,
I
then
would
I'll
probably
do it on my
the
phone.
computer. Yeah.
But level 85 is only a quarter of the way to level 99. Level 92 is halfway.
Yeah, I hate when games do that.
I love it.
I mean, I fucking just hit max level in Pokemon Go. That took me since it came out. So
Wow.
that's
Wait, there's a
2012
max
maybe?
level?
40, yeah.
No, it was like 2015. It was after I dropped out of college.
Yeah,
14
I remember I
14,
came back from
15.
my trip and everybody was
I
about Pokemon Go.
guarantee you it's 2015
I think it shows me my
because
first
it's
day.
about 10 years after 300 came out.
When did 300 come out? For
05.
I think we've said when 300 comes out in every episode for like
Since
the
then.
last.
Since you guys fucking criticized, have you seen the podcast recently?
No.
Seth and whoever the other guest is make fun of me because of the way I keep track of when things happen. I keep track of
Before 300 and after 300.
yeah. Was this on the basis of one story? And apparently that's now how I keep track of stuff. But if you were like, hey Jake, what were you doing in 2011? And I think to myself, okay, well,
What a wonderful world.
Oh, it was 16.
was 300.
2016 was Pokemon Go.
Okay, so it was around 10 years after 300. came out.
July, I think, in 2016.
I don't fucking care.
So it took me a while, though. That's the thing. That's the point,
It's
though,
about
is
2.5 years.
when you get to a certain level, like the grind gets wicked fucking long. Like
Oh,
from
yeah.
level 20 to 21 is like basically you going from level 1 to 8.
Yeah.
It's
With
it's-
RuneScape, like every couple levels, the experience doubles that you need to get to the next level. So every level gets bigger and bigger.
So you really have to cut down trees and
Yep.
farm ore,
Yep.
copper ore.
Yep. I'm level 62.
How much
at
wood do you
mining.
have, though?
I sold
8
it all.
inches.
I did have a few thousand, like
Yeah.
oak logs and stuff. I'm not up to able to chop down yew logs or whatever.
I would just be farming for fucking. I kind of remember it, and like I feel like there were certain things you were going for, like certain runes, and
Yeah.
you would have requirements of like this ore, and then this thing and this thing, and you'd have to go combine them or whatever.
Mhm. Yep.
But I never
Rune
understood what the
crafting.
actual goal was.
Just to get everything to level 99 or whatever.
That's it.
And there's a bunch of quests too that you can do and get more experience. And doing quests makes it so that you don't have to grind as much. It just gives you a bunch of experience, and like you could just do a quest for like a couple hours rather than get 18,000 experience rather
I
than.
used to just go to the bars. There
Oh,
was like
yeah.
a pub, and then you could just like drink beer, I guess.
Yep.
And waste your money.
Yeah, I've already gone further than I ever did before when I had a
Yeah.
character.
I'm
Like,
sure I would now too, which is weird because I feel like I played it a lot.
yeah. And now I have like a game for, or a mind for.
Yeah, like I'd have
games
like
now.
a grasp of what I have to do and shit.
Before that, I was just like, all right, go at
Yeah.
it, like whatever. And
Back then I was
I
like,
didn't
well,
even know
I'm just gonna click
leveling
on
up.
all these trees
Yeah.
17 times.
Yep. It's like, oh, I need an X, and then go get an X
Yeah.
or whatever, and then
That's why I don't remember at all what the point of the game was.
just to level up, get it all to 99.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
just
you
like
can
real
get-
life. You just you level up. That's
Yeah.
all the key is.
I was actually like at work the other day, and I was like pouring sauce into a thing, and I was just like, every time I do this, like I'm just getting more experience
Points, yeah.
at
There's a-
being
there's
cook
a-
or whatever.
There's an app that I saw one time where like you could like keep track of everything you do throughout the day and it would give you experience. Like so it was like a life points system, which is kind of cool. It's almost a motivating thing to be like, oh, you get this much XP for a workout or whatever, you know.
Danny just found this like game online where like it reminds you to do stuff around your house.
Yeah, like if
and
you're
then you
sitting
get
for too
points.
long,
Yeah.
it'll tell you like to get up and do something or whatever.
Yeah, and like every time you go, say you set a bunch of things for yourself to do, and then every time you do something, you get like 10 coins, and you can go play this game or do whatever. And shit, it was just like the other day when she was doing that, but I haven't. Really
I mean, I like the
seen-
idea.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. It was cute.
It also kind of, you know, it turns that mindset into a bit of a drive for something in real life.
Yeah.
Is that any different from the instant gratification people get from a lot of things, though?
No, but what I'm saying is like kids who are accustomed to playing a ton of video games and they like the reward system of like leveling and getting XP and like feeling like they're working towards something. If you have something like that, it's kind of like it's almost an external reward system. As weird as that is.
Yeah,
because there is an internal reward system. Like you obviously get one when you complete something in life, you know. But I think people like to look at stuff, stats and shit. You know, They're like, yeah, this is cool. Like I did this workout or whatever, or like I made this food, or I fucking did this or whatever. You kind of the one I was looking at kind of like lets you log basically everything you do, which is fucking crazy. You get experience just for doing things in life. So it was like a motivating app is what it was.
Is the one for jerking off?
I don't think
That'd probably be a reward after you like clean up something.
Well, you could use like
Yourself.
Like you could use like a pedometer app, you know, and just like tape your phone to the back of your hand, and then as you jerk off, you get steps. You know what I mean?
Like the Pokey Walker.
Right. Yeah.
The entire time when I left, I had to pee really bad, and there was somebody in the bathroom, so I waited at the top of the stairs. And then as soon
And
as
then you peed down
as
the
soon
stairs?
as your dad left the bathroom, Sean went in. So I'm like, oh, I'm back, and I have to pee so bad.
Yep.
And I'm not about to go in the
You could have
basement.
done another flight of stairs and just gone down there.
Can I just go into the basement and pee?
You could if you want.
How cold is it down there?
Figure it out.
All right, I'll be back.
Oh, you still didn't? I thought you
No, I
like
didn't pee. I waited. No, because as soon as
still
your dad
waiting.
left the bathroom, Sean went in. And
You should have
it's gonna
called
be-
it,
I'm
dude.
not-
You gotta get in line. You gotta get in line.
Take a number.
Yeah. They should have like a hat that you draw a number out of. There's like a queue line. It's like it's like Roller Coaster Tycoon. There's just a queue line. I love Roller Coaster Tycoon because you can see everybody's thoughts. Like you click on each character and they're like, I'm hungry. I'm lost. And they always get lost even though you have footpaths for them to walk on. And for some reason, the humans in that game don't know how to walk unless there's a footpath.
Mm-hmm.
They only know how to walk on footpaths.
I can't do it. It hasn't been done before.
Yeah, that was Twitter before there was Twitter. It was Roller Coaster Tycoon. You just click on their thoughts. I don't know, man. Fucking eventually, I just think that's what's gonna be.
We're
Like,
all in a video
instant
game.
Twitter shit. There's a South Park episode like where Alec Baldwin had like some shit installed in his head because he was like so full of himself that he thought everybody wanted to hear his thoughts all the time. So it was like a Twitter for just Alec Baldwin's thoughts.
Apparently, they have this thing where it was able to, like, they put it on somebody's head and it can guess what you want to, like, write or whatever, or what you're thinking. You just gotta, like, think about it hard. So,
See, when they do that, once they can finally do that, then the fucking lie detectors and shit will actually be accurate.
Yeah.
Because they're
Maybe. You just got to be able to control what you're thinking about.
I mean, right now the reason that they're not accurate is because it tracks like basically when you're nervous or like when you're thinking about the fact that you're lying and shit like that. Not necessarily the fact that it is not a fact.
Yeah. Well, then you have people that are really good at lying by lying to themselves.
They just stay calm about it.
I was going to say.
They kind of believe it themselves.
If you convince yourself, that's the best way to lie.
Yeah.
Because then you...
And it won't come up in a polygraph. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, the best way to lie is to lie to yourself. Right. That's why I don't diet.
You're like, yeah, I'm in shape. You try to do a backflip like you're doing jumping jacks. You do like 1.5 jumping jack, and you're like,
I don't think a backflip is like the fucking the bell curve.
Well, that's how you know you're in shape.
Apparently,
if you can backflip. Now, if you can do more than 1.5 jumping jacks, you're in shape.
That's it?
Yeah, 1.5. Yeah, I don't even know how you do a half because like I feel like a jumping jack is like.
You fall
can't
on your
really
face.
Yeah. You just let yourself ragdoll halfway through it.
Flop.
I did finally pee, and wow, that took a while.
Yeah, sometimes like I like the ones that are like not really hard streams.
It's just a consistent
but just long ones. And it's weird because you feel like you're empty and you're still going.
Yeah, you kind of impress yourself. That's how I just felt right now.
Yeah. It's like when you get a really long turd, but like the ones that are like one piece.
I was gonna say the other day I took a shit, and I thought it was like just. The thing is that you think it's one like the size of like a softball,
right?
But it's actually a skinnier one that's like the size of like a foot long sub or like a couple sausage links together. And I remember like
it's always deceiving. Like
I stood up and I wiped and I like tossed the tissue in and I look in and I'm like, that was all one chunk.
Right. And
then I'm like, I can't flush this. I tried anyway. Big mistake. I flushed it and it was like the toilet was like gears grinding.
They should figure out a different shape for toilets because like if you have a really big turd, the way that toilets are shaped now, they break it. It kind of busts it in half, you know?
Yeah, they're the elbow.
Yeah. It needs to be like a tube delivery system of some sort. Yeah. Like almost suctiony, yeah.
Like a mata turtle.
Like you should be able to poop
one of those things
down
at a bank where like you're giving the teller the tube.
Yeah,
yeah. You just poop out the first couple
and it
inches,
goes
and then
in a tube, and then
it
door closes, and then it sends it.
You know, all they need is those.
It doesn't make.
All they need is those for people.
Yeah.
Why don't they have those for people, dude? That's it. That's all you need.
Fucking send it. Dude.
That's what Elon wants, right?
Rail guns, and then you put everything in jelly or like a form of like. Jelly. So then when you shoot something from a rail gun, then when it like lands, then it like has some impact and it won't get crushed by like the impact. They're really thinking about this.
Jelly rail gun.
What?
So like
I thought we were talking about big turds, dude.
And then we're talking about sending stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's all about sending things, really.
It's just a delivery system is what we gotta agree on.
Rail guns, but then it's like a bunch of like I don't know, like a bunch of padding around it. So
rail guns shoot through walls, don't they?
In like a jello. Yeah, they can shoot through anything.
They're pretty fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Rail guns are no joke. I bet you they made some satellites that have rail guns on them. And then they're going to use them as like a fake UFO invasion thing where they're like, whoa. Fake UFO invasion.
You're breathing so heavily into that microphone. All I hear,
rail gun.
It sounds like he's like having a panic attack over rail guns.
Yep, I am.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. no resistance. Metal, no shit.
Yep, just fucking doesn't lose velocity at all. Holy shit, it even shoots in slow motion. What would you need to shoot with this?
The world.
Like what's the target?
Giant balls you would need before you shot
Well,
it.
I guess this is good for when Godzilla comes out, right?
Yeah, this is what they want for when they go against Godzilla.
So how does it work? It gets to a certain distance and then it shoots a second time?
I don't really know how it works, really. But I know they shoot really fast. And, like, you can keep on loading it up as much as you have ammunition and it won't overheat and stuff.
Right.
You just... and just keep sending.
Jesus. I mean...
I was going to say the best railgun of all time is in...
Because the one in Halo, you got to charge up and then it's like...
That's the Spartan laser, right?
Well, there's a railgun in 5. Or I think in 4, too, I think.
I was going to say...
There's one in Titanfall for the Titans. Like, it's always in games. It's always it charges, and then when it hits max, like right at the peak, that's when you want to release it.
A railgun is a device that uses electromagnetic force to launch high-velocity projectiles by means of a sliding armature that is accelerated along a pair of conductive rails. So as it's going down the barrel, it picks up more speed, basically, right?
Probably. It's sending it like a maglev train, from what I'm guessing.
Right, and there's no resistance
that's
in the chamber. There's no resistance in the
That's
chamber.
fucking terrifying. That'll destroy anything. Like a 50 caliber alone will kill a building.
Right.
Like,
Well, that's the thing is, like, the longer the barrel is, the more
Yeah, the
resistance
faster
it
it
should be.
would.
But with a railgun, yeah, there's no resistance, so it just can keep speeding up velocity-wise. I mean, unless you're shooting a 50 cal, which those things, I mean, they just have a ton of power anyway. But that's why when you put like a compensator on a weapon of some sort or a suppressor or something, it slows the velocity because it's got further to travel.
They had stuff during World War II that was like just a giant speaker, and it would produce a frequency that would make people feel like they're like 60 feet underwater and then like back to normal like some odd times a second, and it would make people like pass out within like 5 seconds of
So it
listening
changes
to it.
the pressure, your internal pressure somehow.
Ear pressure, everything,
yeah,
like
because your ears work on it's like your balance and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So they can probably
And then
fuck
just
with it like that.
And then they also have stuff where they can like make it feel like people are on fire, where they just like point the frequency at it, and they can put them on top of like a Humvee. It's just like a satellite dish, and like you got a big crowd of people running towards you. You just, it's pretty much like it microwaves them for like a little bit, and it just makes them feel incredible pain on the surface of your skin to the point where you cannot focus on what you're running towards.
It's like a superpowered taser.
Yeah.
Do they have one that makes it feel like you're getting eaten by bed bugs?
Damn.
Right?
Yeah, that'd suck. It'd be really itchy.
No, they should have one that's like SIDS.
They should have one that makes you feel like you ate a colossal burger.
Everybody they just shit their pants and fall asleep.
They're just like a lethargic as shit as all of a sudden they like lay down holding their stomach, vomit, and they're not hungry at all. But they are again in 20 minutes because they're MSG. That's a good weapon, dude. If you could make people feel like they ate Chinese food or something. Like that's so genius. Because I mean, not only are you getting the immediate effect of like a stomach issue, but you also like know they're gonna be hungry in 20 minutes.
Yeah, so they don't want to fight at all because they're super hungry.
They're like, what the fuck? Where's the Chinese food? They want their leftovers.
Oh man.
I
Yeah.
don't know what. Oh, go ahead.
It's kind of crazy. You look back at history and a lot of countries that are trying to get taken over by other countries or their own country. There's something going on.
Wait, they're trying to get taken over, or they're trying to repel?
I mean, they're
takeover?
working on it.
Well, I mean, like another country's coming in and they're taking over,
Okay.
or you got like some internal takeover going on, and they use pretty much like opium and heroin, like to weaken the masses first.
That's the goal, really. I mean, once you're hooked on that shit, you don't really care about who's controlling you.
Hey, once they're weak, that's when you want to get them when they're weak.
And that's what they did in like Vietnam and stuff. The soldiers, they'd get them hooked, like the U.S. soldiers, on heroin.
Yeah.
And
It's amazing how not fair wars are. Nobody ever agrees on rules.
Fuck rules.
I mean, they do. There's not supposed to be chemical warfare, right? But
Fuck
who's
that.
to stop it?
Yeah.
Well,
It's-
that was the
just-
problem with Syria, was that he was using chemical warfare on the people that were protesting him. Assad, right? Doesn't
I
matter.
don't know
what
if
the
that's
fuck
true.
his
They fucked him with a sword, though. Like, up his butt.
Yeah, they did.
They killed him with a sword up his butt.
Was it sword or like a dagger? I thought it was
Sword.
like, really?
It was a sword.
What?
Yeah, they gave it to
That's
him
how
good.
they killed him.
Assad or whatever?
When
No, what was his
Hillary's Clinton's, like...
Hillary's Clinton.
Hillary's Clinton.
Hillary's Clinton.
Hillary
Hillary's
Clinton.
Clinton.
There's multiple of them. She's got clones.
It's her Clinton. It's Hillary's Clinton.
What the fuck was his name?
Bill.
No, I mean the guy they fucked with a sword.
William Clinton.
Oh,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Khaled.
Gaddafi.
yeah.
Gaddafi.
Yep.
I was going to say Khaled al-Assad, but that's from something else. I think that's from Call of Duty.
They did fuck him with a sword. Yeah.
Yeah. Khaled
He was
al-Assad.
pretty beat up from what I saw.
Yeah.
He was like bleeding and such.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, it's like you're pretty much dead. So he knew he was.
Yeah, we're pretty crazy. We're just Saudi Arabia's
Oh,
bulldog.
yeah. Khaled al-Assad was the bad guy in Call of Duty 4.
Because what happened is we got rid of the gold standard in the 70s or so, and then ever since then we were like, yo,
Bitcoin.
use the U.S. currency as the petrodollar,
Yeah.
and ever
Yeah.
since then, so then everyone has to exchange in U.S. currency,
Or Bitcoin.
and then that's why we're hooked on fossil fuels.
Yeah.
And also, like, we're pretty close to, like, we're just on the whim of, like, Saudi Arabia being like, we're just doing all their wars for them out in the Middle East.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing.
It's all really...
I've read that we were talking about the other day about how there's going to be a proxy war in South America soon between
Or Africa, you mean?
yeah, that too. But there was going to be there's rumors and rumblings of one in Venezuela.
Oh. Yep,
Because,
okay, yeah.
Because Russia and because Venezuela is fucked, but they have a lot of crude oil, but they don't have the technology to refine it. And
Britain has, like, billions of dollars that is technically, like, belongs to Venezuela,
Yeah.
and they're just holding it from them. Otherwise, they'd be still one of the richest countries in the world.
yeah, it's something like or what was it? Britain paid Venezuela for their oil, and Venezuela didn't have the means to extract it.
They would
So
have
they're,
no
like,
use
keeping
for it
They're
almost.
keeping the money.
Right.
And China and Russia want to go to Venezuela to get the oil, and now all of a sudden the U.S. and the rest of NATO is like, you know what? No, because the guy that's running Venezuela is a piece of shit. But we were talking about this the other day. I don't know who the fuck to listen to anymore. You know, is the guy running Venezuela bad, or are people saying that because they want him out of there because he's siding with Russia and China? Like, who's the bad guy? Like, I was talking about how
I
scared
bet if you
am
were
of-
in Venezuela, you probably would
I
think
would
he was
know.
the good guy.
But we were talking about how I think Danny brought it up about how China, or one of you two brought it up about how China is going into really bad parts of Africa and helping out with infrastructure and money and stuff like that. But when you listen to American and American tabloids and American journalists and stuff, it's like, oh, China is taking over Africa. But in reality, China is going in and teaching them how to become, for lack of a better term, more civilized, and giving them, technology and money and resources in exchange for their natural resources, which really doesn't seem like a bad thing unless you're paranoid about China taking over the world.
I mean, that's what everybody's always scared about, somebody taking over.
But
the world.
I feel like really when I was thinking about this, it's like, is there really going to be a World War III? Because I feel like that everybody is at this mutually assured destruction. Like as soon as America or China or Russia are provoked enough, shit's going down.
Yeah, one of the big boys on the planet.
I think
one of them is going to fuck everything up, and nuclear fallout is no joke.
Yeah,
we're going to be fighting rad roaches. And
that's why we don't have space wars.
It's a matter of the country.
Yeah, the country,
the country that has nuclear warfare, or the country that has nukes and doesn't give a fuck if they die, is the country you want to be scared of,
which is China. Which is China.
So you don't want to.
North Korea.
Yeah, North Korea. Well,
they're dumb enough to do it. If
I don't know,
Jong-un is that dumb,
his idea is he probably wants to rule the world. I mean, that's his.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing it there essentially. But I mean, it's like if you have control of that area that strictly, like he already has, what more do you need?
Yeah.
Like no one's interfering, really.
And that's my idea with Russia and China too. It's like, does China really want to control the world? Like,
they're smart. China is fucking smart. What they did while everyone else was going to war, they just kind of like stayed in the back. And
right.
When was the last time that China actually went to a war that wasn't like some bordering country of China that they just took over?
Right.
Like,
I think it's just do you really need to rule the world when you already have control of such a large
China
part
took the next Dalai Lama. The guy that's supposed to be the next Dalai Lama, he's in China's custody. They went up to the temple and just took him.
No shit.
Yeah, and we're not doing anything about that.
Did you see the thing about how...
they're like, yeah, we're just going to take you. So
how they have
he's the last Dalai Lama.
The Chinese New Year celebration, and how they're like making it mandatory for the New Year's celebration that everybody... celebrates with like pork and alcohol and stuff like that because it's the year of the pig.
Year of the pig, yeah.
And there are Muslims in China that are protesting against it, and they're putting all the Muslims into internment camps.
Yeah.
In China, I think.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Nothing's being done. There's literally another Holocaust type situation going on, and nothing's happening.
It's
Is it because it's Muslims? Maybe. Is it because it's China? Also, maybe? Is it because America really doesn't care about foreign politics as much as they used to?
There's
also,
a facade.
We're owned by China in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're very dependent on it in a lot of ways. I think the thing is, like, we want to seem like we're the police of the world, but not get involved in shit that we don't want to be involved in.
I think
very picky and choosy.
Well, I was going to say a big part of it, too,
we can easily govern them.
Right.
China, oh damn, that would be a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
But, like, I think the two things that make me confident.
You'd have to have a couple shots of espresso for that.
But the number one thing is the amount of, like, how big the American military is compared to the rest of the world.
I mean,
China has so much money on
military.
Army. 1 million people in China's army, just in their standing army.
Yeah.
But I think when you look at
that's ridiculous.
Just like the hardware, it's not even fair.
We spend so much
like
money in military.
I think, what is it? There's only
drone wars.
There's only like 23 aircraft carriers in the world, and 22 of them are like American carriers.
See, that's the thing is, like, even in World War II, it was like we were quantity over quality. Like, we just had so fucking many units. But like, the thing
they turned
was,
all the regular factories into military factories.
Yeah, and Americans would drop their weapons and use the other fucking
German weapons.
Yeah, because they were just better. It was the manufacturing was better, but we also just had fucking the numbers as well.
I think it's also, at this point, I think a lot of people are fetishizing the idea of a big war again.
Mm-hmm.
Because
they also don't realize that we're already in a fucking war.
It's been going on before we were born.
Yeah.
You know?
Because they don't think of it as a war. That's the thing. It doesn't.
We're so desensitized, we don't see that. Like, 9/11 is the only thing that has ever happened to us. Ever.
Yeah.
Since the Revolutionary War.
I mean, Pearl Harbor, too, I guess.
But it's like in our lifetime, and this generation.
Oh, yeah. 9/11 is...
I did forget about Pearl Harbor, but yeah.
But even that was like, most of us didn't, our age.
Yeah,
I think before 9/11, it was Pearl Harbor was the big thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and it's so weird to think that,
But
it wasn't that long ago.
Like, that was before my grandma was born.
It wasn't that long ago.
My grandma's the oldest person in my family right now.
My grandpa was around during World War II, and it's crazy that happened in my grandpa's lifetime.
Yeah, it's like Vietnam and all that shit. It was not that long ago.
No, my grandma remembers all of Vietnam, and then she also remembers. She tells me stories about Nixon resigning on national television.
Yeah,
and that was back when there were only a handful of channels.
Mm-hmm.
Every channel was the president of the United States quitting.
Yeah, that's
Like,
probably
that's
what's gonna.
fucking insane.
If they find anything out about Trump, I think that'll probably happen. He'll probably like try to resign before. Gets in big
Personally,
trouble.
I think if they were going to find anything, it would have been done by now.
it would have probably
Because
been
there's already reports coming out that the Mueller probe is actually exposing more Democrats than it is Republicans,
Whoa.
as far as blackmailing and extortion and stuff.
Ooh, wait. Today,
Jeff
Wait.
Bezos, right?
didn't Trump's lawyer, like, today or yesterday, get interviewed by Congress?
Today.
That was today?
Yeah.
It was behind closed doors, I remember they were saying, so Congress might have a bunch of information.
Yeah.
They could.
I think really it's coming down to the fact that, in my opinion, really, that the mainstream media
it's pushing it so hard.
didn't want Trump to win, and he did. And
now they're trying so hard to figure something out that's trying to find something.
I mean, when you have all the media conglomerates of America pushing against the president for the past over 2 years, and it's like every month it's like, oh, Stormy Daniels, this story,
There's
this
always
guy, this guy.
something, but it's never about anything important. It's always something stupid, like to try and get him.
And they don't ever tell you what happened. Like, all I know about the Mueller report is the Mueller report. I don't know what he did or what he's accused of or what he's accusing Trump of. All I know is that everybody that hates
Right.
Trump is up in arms about it, and they don't know why either.
Yeah.
You know, I have
everything's.
a lot of
fucking
family
sketchy.
members that are like, oh, I hate Trump. And it's like, why? Well, he's an asshole. Okay, well, what don't you like about his policies or this or this? And it's like, well, when I see him on TV, I just get pissed off. And it's like, okay, but so you hate him as a person. There's a difference between that and...
Well, the other day, that State of the Union was on, and my dad goes, yeah, I saw that Trump's approval rating is like 60-something%. I was like, oh, really? So I looked it up, and that is not what his approval rating is.
Every single approval...
It's actually 40-something%.
Every single approval rating you see is different, though.
Yeah, but what that was the State of the Union approval rating.
Yeah.
And guess who watched the State of the fucking Union? The fucking Republicans.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who want to see him fucking speak. So yeah, of course it's going to be the higher approval rating. But
really,
what they do is they present it as the overall approval rating.
Yeah.
For his presidency. So they
No,
can say that, but they're not really lying because it is an approval rating. But they're not really being honest with you. So like a lot of that
it's like
shit gets skewed.
if you surveyed, what's your favorite fast food place, but you had the surveyors outside of a McDonald's.
Yeah.
And it's like
they're like holding the Big Mac.
Yeah, they're
like smiling.
It's
and
like
shit.
the whole thing just pisses me off, and really not pisses me off, but it makes me think, I guess is a better way to put it. And it's like, when all those websites and news companies were like, yeah, there is a 99% chance that Hillary Clinton's going to win, and then Trump wins the election in a massive landslide.
Right.
And and then we talked about it once where every single headline during the primaries, this is 2 years ago, whatever, was slandering Sanders and talking about how great Clinton was doing in all the primaries. And then you actually look at the polls and more people were pushing for him.
There's so much shit that you don't know what you can listen to, and that's why it's so hard to pick a side.
And that's why I'm just neutral.
And that's why no one should pick a
it's
side.
like, Trump's in office. Look, I want him to
think
do well because he's there.
Hillary and Trump. If anything, for the both of them, it would be more profitable for them and all the super elite to have Trump elected. So then for 4 years at least, you can... Then after that, then you can just blame everything on him.
Yeah, you can be like, "Oh, these
Even
are
though
all the things he did wrong."
Congress, I believe, was audited, and they're like, yeah, we don't know where some odd trillions of dollars has gone, and it's just like, how do you, what,
Yeah,
And
it just gets weird when both sides are so stubborn that like there's a government shutdown and shit. Like that's when you know that there's it's gone too far. Like
Yeah, and the thing
aren't we like the technology that we use? My dad, there was stuff where they could be in a plane like above the clouds and they could have a camera zoom in on somebody's newspaper as they're circling around up in the clouds, and you could read the newspaper. And that's
Right.
when my dad was in the Air Force back in
like
I don't know, the
80s,
70s
right?
or
70s, 80s, yeah.
And so freaking don't we have drones now that we could just like have one every like quarter mile or so up in the air, where then it's just kind of scanning over the border and then flying back, go to a charge station,
I
and
mean,
then
you
can
could,
just,
you probably could, yeah. But it's a matter of
then it will just like, oh, there's a person crossing the border, and then they'll just follow them.
you'd have to follow them. That's the thing.
It's a logistics thing. But
Because
it's also
that's one of the arguments is like, what are you really going to do? Even if you have people guarding the border, you got one person every how many miles?
yeah.
What are they really going to do if a group of people comes fucking running across?
And there was a whole thing about how there was some.
Also the cost. Who knows how much?
Well, there was
it costs.
that was what I
Why
was getting
doesn't
at.
Trump
It was-
just pay for it if he's a some odd
If he's a
billionaire?
multi-billionaire.
Well, I thought he said
$5
Mexico.
billion
I thought he
But
said
there-
Mexico was going to pay for
Yeah.
it.
Well, there was
he
the
said it
thing,
was going to
like-
be easy.
There's the thing that I was reading
Whatever
about
happened to
how they have records of how much the government spends on each department or whatever, and then in the 4 years that Obama was in office, they spent over $110 million or $110 billion on border security, and Trump's whole argument is like, all I want is $5 billion to build the wall. Why not just build it and see how much money we can save on it? And
I mean,
put
look,
that money
that's
back in.
it's not that much money in the grand scheme of things when you think about.
Yeah.
I think the concept right now that what's so
How
weird
much is
is
it going
that
to help? But you're not going to know how much it helps.
We're
until
making the
after.
wars that they're fleeing from, though. Like
That's
all-
true.
Yes.
That's
true.
the big thing.
But also, it's like you gotta go. Like you said, you want to see if it works. Also,
Yeah.
but then it's like if it doesn't
But
work,
it's
now
going to
you've
fuck
built
up a bunch of wildlife.
yeah.
like
And if it
a
doesn't
wall.
work, you've built a fucking wall. What are you gonna do now? There's also maintenance on the wall, right?
yeah.
Let's
It's like-
build
Exactly.
a giant long hotel.
Let's build
On the border.
a giant railgun.
Or a city.
Just build a railgun. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be a giant long city that has a barrel on top that you can just...
Like fucking
Aim at
Final
anything.
Fantasy VII.
Just build railguns around the entire country. That's all you need.
around the planet, so then you could just send stuff to the other side of the planet. And
On a
that'll be
rail- on a railgun
transportation
bullet.
system.
It's just a whole crazy thing, and it's just like you can't even go online to discuss stuff like that because there's always going to be somebody on the other side of your opinion, no matter what side you're on, that's going to actively seek you out and shut you down.
Because you're wrong no matter what.
Yeah.
It's weird, too,
And
because
I've oh, go ahead.
it's weird, too, because, like, yeah, we got enough space for people and plenty of resources. We're the richest country in the world.
But it's also like
But think about Oswego. Like, if somebody... Like, there's no more room left. Everybody's kind of got a house around the area. If somebody just started living on your part of the land, like, that's going to be a problem. Like, what are we going to do once it gets to that point?
The thing is,
where
both-
everybody owns
both
everything,
sides.
because they do already.
Both sides agree there's got to be security. Like there's got to be a border of some sort. I mean, there's a select few that want open borders, but I think the majority probably wants border control.
Really,
I like the idea of open borders, but there are bad people out there,
Right.
and like
There's a reason people want to come
due
here.
process.
There's a reason people want to come here, and it sucks that because they were born in a different place, they get less privileges. They're
Yeah.
not born into the same.
Especially wars that we're creating, like in Guatemala
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like we're
It's-
paying the CIA, or the CIA is paying countries to overthrow each other and
Yes.
stuff.
And it sucks that they have to try and come here, and you know it's the thing that you want them to have to do it legally. It's a tough thing to do because it's not an easy process, really. But there's so many that are like waiting to be legal immigrants too.
Yeah.
So there's already a queue. So they're like waiting in fucking line for that shit.
A friend
So
of
if they're
mine-
running from something, they don't have time to wait. They gotta fucking get over there.
yeah,
And they're still gonna
Your kids.
find a way. If there's a fucking wall, they're still gonna find a way.
Yeah,
Look, the fact that people could have, by the fucking thousands could escape from Cuba for fucking decades
Yeah.
to make it here when we had stricter laws.
Wow.
There's people are gonna find a way in.
Yeah, they're gonna find a way. I think there's gonna be
Like
less
it
of
became
them.
it became a fucking joke that you tell at the dinner table. Like, oh yeah, I met some Cubans at the supermarket. They came in on a raft. You know what I mean? Like it became. That was a very lowbrow comment, but at the same time, it's like, you know what I'm talking about. Like people would come in from Latin America on fucking shitty little boats because they had to get away, which sucks.
And sure, we're all immigrants in
But
a way.
at the same time, I don't think that.
But it's not helping the country.
I was going to say, I don't think that illegal immigrants. I don't think illegal.
Here's the thing: how it could help the country, though, they can't do
Harvest
their
their organs?
taxes. They can't do taxes, so all the jobs that they do work, like with fake names or whatever, they're just adding into the tax system. So then they don't even get their tax returns back.
Well, that's true. I still think
Unless you're in California.
employers need to be cracked down on as far as hiring illegal immigrants.
Well, I was gonna say
because if there's no job opportunity here for them, then they're not going to want to come here as much. Because that's what they're coming here for, is to have a job and have a decent living. If they don't have that opportunity, then they're less likely to want to get in here. And so even with a wall, if they want to fucking come in, they're going to, but you're going to get significantly less. Even if it's not a wall, even if it's just up to border security.
That's something that they were trying to pin on Trump too, where he's hired a bunch of illegal immigrants and then also gone through cases of giving them fake green cards and stuff like that.
Right.
So
yeah.
That could be something.
But my
That's likely true,
my
I
main
would
argument
imagine.
is that it really makes my blood boil when you have shit going on in California mostly, or any place that's really diehard blue, where their main priority is illegal immigrants. There was a senator that was speaking the other day at a press conference talking about how she wants to like basically take a chunk of taxpayers' money to help put illegal immigrants to college, like start a fund for them. But I don't have a problem with the anchor baby thing, because that's a thing that happens, you know, like you said, I would say most of the people in America, their ancestors came between, I would say at least a third of them were all Ellis Island sort of things, where just you had flocks and flocks of people coming in. But I would rather take care of the issues, use tax dollars fucking somehow to solve shit like homelessness or veterans that are unemployed or roads.
Right. There's more concerns than just illegal immigrants, but I think you probably should take care of that.
I'd be
too.
more worried about the Canadian border, especially
That's
if you're
another
worried
thing
about
is, like-
Muslims.
Yeah.
There's
That's
a lot
another
more
thing.
Muslims in
Yes,
Canada.
that's another thing that's weird, is like no one's campaigning for a wall around the Canadian border.
Yeah.
But I mean, sure, there's probably less immigrants.
Did you see the
coming
thing
from there,
about
but
the
There's a
border
just
security?
barely
is a
more
border.
people in Canada than in Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, Canada's actually
Canada's
it's all on the border though.
It's very empty in a lot of.
But I was gonna say there's a congresswoman in Michigan that was campaigning for ISIS members in America that were caught, you know, doing ISIS shit, and she was campaigning for them to get.
You doing ISIS shit? They're like, no.
They're like, hey yo, you in ISIS? Yeah,
You look
okay.
like you're doing
and then you
ISIS
have
shit.
this, and it whatever. I'm gonna sound like whatever, but from what I've read is that she's a Muslim woman. Her family is from the Middle East, and all of a sudden you have this group of like this, the cell of ISIS members in Michigan that is all, they're facing massive sentences, and she's out there tweeting and talking about how, oh, well, don't give them life, give them give them a light sentence because they didn't realize what they were doing was wrong. They didn't realize that in America you can't be part of ISIS. And it's like, wait a minute, hang on. Oh. Why are you saying that? Why are you the only one saying that?
Go easy on him.
And I'm
guys.
saying this
Go
now, and
easy
it's
on
like, and I'm very self-aware of how I'm coming across. But at the same time, it's like if you're about to sympathize with ISIS members, then you shouldn't be allowed to have an opinion
Figure
about
something
politics. Like, get the fuck out, man. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. My main thing with that I like about Trump is I'm very pro-America.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Sorry that I like my country more than every other country in the world.
I don't think there's a problem with being conservative, but I think there's a problem with the divisiveness between the sides is what
I think there'd be a problem if I was completely against everything that Cass or Danny and I ever talk about, because you guys and I disagree with me on a lot of things, but we can sit down and have a discussion about it and understand where we're each coming from.
Which is a thing that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't, because a lot of people's communications nowadays comes online.
And honestly, what I've been arguing for so far is conservative, but I think I'm primarily maybe not primarily, but I'm definitely left leaning.
My problem is that I've had the same opinions my entire life, and now all of a sudden I'm an alt-right, fucking...
Well, yeah, it's name calling. That's what happens.
I'm an alt-right
it's
categorizing. Even though I've been pushing, I know people that I grew up with that, in high school, it's like, oh yeah, closed borders, America first, help out the veterans, help out the underprivileged American citizens. I mean, now they're all of a sudden all the way out there like, oh, you're from, Guatemala. Here's a free college degree, but fuck this kid because he was born here. He had a better chance than you did.
Yeah.
Since you get, straight 70s.
You're privileged.
Yeah. That's the word privilege fucking jerks me. In a bad way. It jerks me backwards. It makes me come out my ass.
The only thing I gotta say about that would be, if I was black, I wouldn't have been able to skate across America.
No, you would not have.
So from that standpoint...
You might have been able to, but you might have had a lot more fucking issues.
But at the same time...
Especially Midwest.
At the same time, as a white person, do you think if you were black, would you have been more scared skateboarding through predominantly black neighborhoods? As a black guy?
That only happened a couple times. Like when I was going through Buffalo or Cleveland, yeah.
Right.
That's fair. That's the only black cities in America. No, I'm fucking...
But everywhere else, it was, literally, it was just all white people, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good point, too. Yeah, if you were black, you wouldn't be able to skateboard across America.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because
black guys don't really skateboard.
Yeah, well, I've seen.
I would have been doing a lot more, guerrilla camping, what I call it, where damn it, that's what I called it. But
say that slowly. Repeat that to yourself slowly. If I was black, if I was a black
what
guy,
I mean
would have
by
been
guerrilla camping is where you just camp out on the side of the road and then you just got to be gone before anybody notices.
Hashtag unintentional racism.
I didn't. That's what I called it all since before then. I didn't mean it, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit.
No, but it's nice that we're all really good friends and we can have this discussion like that. We're each in a different spot, and that's the thing that's what makes me mad a lot about politics too, and is that they don't want to listen. And the thing is, they all want the same thing. I'm sure the Democrats want America to succeed as much as the Republicans do. Yeah. But they both want to do it in a different way. Mm-hmm. So instead of just campaigning and throwing fucking shit at each other,
there's also a lot of people
in the middle. Yeah.
There's also a lot of people that are against the wall just because it's Donald Trump's idea.
Yeah. That's for sure.
So that gets thrown in.
Even though we've had a wall there for a long time, pretty much, over
there is
sections.
There's certain areas that are blocked off.
I don't want it for environmental reasons because there's animals that move.
Good.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot better ways to use.
We're technology now. We just have drones flying over, and then
we have a lot of technology now, but it's the matter
satellites.
Of, you'd have to calculate the cost in comparison to what the maintenance of a wall would be. Also, the base cost of a wall is $5 million or so, 5.1 billion or something. Something he was saying. I don't know. It depends on how much he wants to do.
Yeah.
He's not going to cover the whole fucking border, the actual fucking entire thing.
That's, I thought, the goal was.
I think he probably optimally is going to want that, but he's trying to.
If I was that rich, I'd just do it myself.
Do like a football field.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be like, I'll only do this much. And then, he'll probably, move over a little bit and do a little bit more. He's like, you know what, guys? Keep working.
Yeah.
They ain't here. They ain't watching.
I don't know, man.
Let's build a long
it's gonna be
thing
sick,
on the
dude.
border that would be like good for transportation. Kill
Yeah.
two
Like a
birds with
rail
one
gun.
stone.
I can't wait
Yeah.
until it's a tourist attraction.
Yeah,
You know what
like
my-
a giant hotel, like the longest hotel
Yeah, just
ever.
make it one hotel, one Trump tower. Like,
like a sideways tower. You know what my big thing is, dude, and that I'm really sick of hearing and reading on the internet is these people that think that the NBA is going to be more popular than the NFL.
Why?
I don't understand it. It won't.
I think sports are dying.
sports are weird,
You're
man.
wrong, kiddo.
The NFL or the NBA is weird, man. I
The
haven't watched.
NBA is a soap opera.
Yes.
You don't have to watch the games,
Dude,
I
can't-
don't watch the games, and you can't because
No, but
fuck.
if I would have to watch the games to watch basketball. If I was gonna watch like anybody talking about basketball, it's not about what happened in the games.
No.
When I listen to basketball on the radio, I just imagine a bunch of like announcers and there's like this mice fight
Gladiator mice.
and like because you just hear their sneakers squeaking
Yeah.
on the court.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
it is.
it's just like, oh, he's going around the outside, and it's just like imagine they're fencing and
They should
stabbing
do
each
that.
other.
They should just do a mouse fight and then commentate it like a basketball game, and no one would even know.
I don't think sports are dying. I think the sports that have been ingrained in American culture are slowly dwindling.
I think sports media is dying for sure.
Sports media is dying as fuck.
Maybe people
but-
actually go into the games. Now it's all everybody just stays home and watches it.
You'd be well, we were biased because we went to the Bills game, and Bills fans are fucking crazy. But we went to a Bills game that didn't really clear out until halfway through. But I was gonna say, I think a lot of people that are growing up, and even myself personally, I would rather watch like professional video games than basketball or hockey. Like I'll watch
wow.
professional
Yeah, it
Counter
is.
Strike,
It's
professional.
definitely getting bigger.
Mostly Counter Strike. I'll watch because it's a video game that I play quite a bit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
they should
the
do
barrier
professional.
to entry, at least for a video game, is a lot easier to get to. Like
Yeah.
if I wanted to get
right, because
into
you can just buy the game and
You're
play it
part
in
of
your
it.
bedroom.
work your way up to that skill
and
level.
you can sit there and watch, pros like I don't know a lot of them, like Olaf Meister or Kenny S or Forrest or Guardian or
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Freeberg, or Jigs Casey
Yeah,
play Counter Strike, and you can watch them play the game, and then you can play the game yourself and be like, okay, well I want to be like this guy, and it's just an immediate like learning as you go thing. Whereas when you want to play basketball,
you got to
You're-
go buy a
you have to
Spalding.
go buy
You have
a
to.
ball, you have to buy cool
You
shorts,
have to buy
get the good
Adidas.
shoes.
You have to get the Adidas with the stripes on the side.
They all
know.
do.
Yeah, the black ones with the white stripes.
Oh,
Everybody used to
I
wear
have
those in high school.
I have a pair of those.
Yeah,
Anthony
everyone used to
Strong
wear
had
them.
them
The
Sambas.
same-
I only buy Sambas.
Oh yeah,
Adidas Sambas. I haven't bought a different shoe in years.
Oh, that's how
They
I
have-
have my
they have-
shoes.
I like their
I've
shoes.
only bought
in over 8 years. I've
Nike-
only bought Adidas Sambas.
I've had my.
Yeah,
uh,
that's where I am with my shoes too. It's got to be a
Yeah.
dude thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
I've
I
had
buy-
my DVS for probably 8
Yep.
years. I think.
Nike Air Monarchs. That's the only solid black.
I have a
That's all
pair of
buy.
Converse All Stars, but I never wear them.
Nope, dude. Oh my god, those are the most uncomfortable shoe. But no, I was gonna say I think maybe not in. By the time we all accidentally have children, I
Okay.
think our children will grow up
Dead.
Right, they'll
I
grow
don't-
up dead.
idolizing esports more than we did, because I think in our generation, at least for me personally, esports didn't really become big until I was already a diehard football fan.
I think
But if
they're
I-
modifying us for using drones.
Yeah, then we'll just be in VR and we can.
Drones for what?
You'd control like a drone with an Xbox controller, and now you
Yeah.
can go and shoot people on the other
That's
side.
all
of
they
the
need
world
to do.
with it.
That's what America's Army used to do. The video game. They used to
Who did
train.
we talk about that with? Was it Z?
Maybe.
It must have been.
I
Z.
forgot what game it was. I think I was here.
They
Where
used to
it was like
talk-
Battle Strike or something like
Yeah,
that.
there was a game where they used
They
to.
used it. for-
America's Army was a free-to-play video game in the early 2000s that was actually used for
Yeah.
There's still one that
Golf War
exists.
Simulations.
It's called Proving Grounds. It's still
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
and
And it shows like actual army footage and shows like there's like
and it's
people-
actual like the voices and shit and the
Imagine
debriefings.
being that guy that's filming a battle going on, just to document it. You're not
yeah,
even
I
a
know.
part of
I
it.
thought about that the other day. Yeah,
they just have a guy filming
He just
it.
jumps
Well, it's
out
just
of the
like- it's
truck
just-
and like is behind it, like trying to fucking get shots of
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
What
it's
the
just like the
fuck?
dude that films the NFL games. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day, like, I don't know, if like say Bernie Sanders got elected, I might join the military because that'd be like the opposite, like, you know, kind of like usually Democrats are against
I
military.
could totally see you just rope darting insurgents to death. You just
Well, they're
you-
running out of people to do special forces and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, no one wants to do it. What the fuck
Like,
would you?
And people are
When you see
getting
people getting
smaller now.
captured by ISIS and shit,
Yeah.
the shit that happens to you then,
Yeah.
you don't want to be.
Yeah, I don't want to watch you get lit on fire in 4K HD. But the problem is if
That'd be
I was on
nice.
4chan and it was like, yo, this guy Cass Barney was locked in a cage and lit on fire,
Whoa.
I would watch it
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
twice. I'd save it
Damn. Thanks.
only because I care about you and I
All right.
like watching that shit.
Let's
Whoa.
wrap this up.
Yeah, we're gonna end it with me wanting to watch
We'll
Cass
watch-
burn to death.
Yeah, we'll end it with footage of Cass burning alive.
That's a pretty cool way to go, though. Like those monks dudes.
Not literally cool.
No, but badass.
Pretty hot actually.
Those. Somebody was telling me how they knew somebody that like went to Washington D.C. and did that, like as a protest, like kind of recently.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, we can't. Like, we understand why he did it, but we can't forgive him." You know, like.
What? Like
One of their friends committed suicide by burning themselves, and they're like
in
upset.
Washington D.C.
Yeah, like at the government building or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were like mad that he did it. Like,
It's a cry
Yeah,
for
that's
attention.
actually a really uncool thing to do.
It's a
Like,
cry
because
for
he
imagine how
didn't
many.
tell them.
Imagine how many children are there. Oh, you mean they were protesting as a group and he lit
Yeah.
himself on fire?
Yeah,
That's metal.
yeah.
Yeah, that is metal.
That's some death clock shit, dude.
Yeah, Death Clock starts playing right immediately.
I don't support suicide, but that way,
yeah. Good
If
for
you're
you.
gonna kill yourself, you better do it in government protest. You
Right.
fucking hicks.
on fire.
You really gotta think it through.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on tonight, guys. That was
Yeah,
fun.
man. It's
I
always
literally like, unless you guys messaged, I would have forgot because I just got home. I was just
Yeah.
starting to relax and shit, and then you guys messaged. I was like, oh shit.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Friday.
I just did like a plus sign, right?
Yep.
I just did like the.
The peace thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't gonna
Peace sign,
forget
not a plus
because
sign.
yeah, the plus
Two.
sign.
+2.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna forget because we haven't done one in a week almost. Well, actually more
It's
than
been
that.
about 2.5 weeks
Yeah.
before I started at the office. We took a break. We
Yeah.
put Zamaya's
So-
episode up last week.
So
Was
we
that
did
only
moving.
two
Are we
parts?
just
I
moving
thought
to-
we
It's
did
two
we
part.
did 3. Was it just 2 really long parts?
Yeah, they were long.
Like an hour
It
and
was
a
like
half.
it was like
apiece?
3 hours total.
I was gonna say.
So are we just moving to weekends officially?
Yeah, there's no way for me to be able to do this during the week because I don't get home until 5:30 and I have to be up by 7:30
Yeah.
every morning.
So we'll just do weekends.
And I can't drink if during the week. So
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, yeah, but
I'm
I
gonna be
remember
working. Yeah, so that's why I had a 6-pack of spiked Arnold Palmers and 6 Labatt Blue Tall Boys. Within.
oh, by the way, shout out to Steve Lacerdo.
Oh yeah, shout out to Steve Lacerdo doing
'Cause,
our new intro
Yeah,
for
Oh, yeah.
free
Cool.
because he's dope. We're gonna have him on soon, hopefully.
yeah. We just try and get
We were
him.
talking about how our new goal for this year is to try and have as many new guests as possible. We're gonna try and have Matt McCabe on, good friend of both of ours.
Oh, Danny
he wants-
wanted to.
He
get
wants to be on.
Yeah, he said that.
No girls
Yeah.
allowed. No, no, we'll have Danny on. Danny would be wicked awesome to have
We're
on. She
boys
wants to be
only.
If you guys want to get political,
it'll be a total political thing, and it will be a very nice political thing because she's very easygoing and a lot more educated than I am personally, and offers a different approach, which is awesome.
That's it. Yeah.
So we're gonna try and have Danny on. We're gonna try and we're gonna have Steve Lacerdo, Matt McCabe, Jake wants to be on. The other Jake,
Oh
eventually.
yeah, that's right.
I want to have Cody on soon again.
Yeah.
I don't ever want Jesse on again.
Shout out to Jesse.
I hope he's listening. No, we're gonna have Jesse on again. And there's a few other people that
Yeah, we
I
got
I
some.
get. I honestly, whenever you or I post something on Facebook, I get about 3 or 4 messages within that week. I have probably 8 or 9 people that have messaged me that
you don't want to be on.
I don't want to say their name on air because there's not a definitive thing.
I mean, none of them are really definitive yet, but
I mean,
we'll figure it out.
The names I mention are people that I know you're on board with.
Yeah.
That you know. There's a few people that want to be on that you don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
So
anyway, Steve Lacerdo Productions on Facebook. He's on Instagram too, I think. So check him out on there because he does some cool shit.
He's a really cool guy, and it's amazing that he's been able to do what he does, and he has no fingers. Like, it's fucking phenomenal.
Oh, shit. I'm
crazy.
making a documentary on my trip this winter.
Oh, are
You already did a documentary on your trip. It's called the Clear Shots Podcast.
Yeah.
Cass Barney parts 1 through 7. You fuck.
Yeah, damn. Shit, there was a lot of parts.
It
Oh,
was,
we did 4, 5, 6, 7.
it was mostly
Yeah.
me making lowbrow humor while you try to be serious.
Yeah.
But
It was good.
are you really doing a full documentary? Like,
Yeah,
how
he's gonna
so?
take all the videos that I took before, and then I'm gonna like do an interview style, and then
Oh shit!
then we're gonna like get some scenes of me skating around town here or around like he has a drone footage, Austin DeMott.
Oh shit.
Shout out to Austin, awesome dude. Awesome,
I
Austin.
love the quality of his
Yeah.
stuff, and gonna film me going down 104 with his drone, and then some like picture or moves of me going up a hill, down a hill, and just so that I could put those in between stuff, and then kind of have me talking over it.
B-roll.
And,
Just some B-roll
For
footage.
sure, that'd be awesome.
yeah. So I'm almost about to pay that off, so that'll be cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's
Other
it.
than that, I don't know who else to expect. We're probably gonna have Graham on again.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, neither of us really like him that much, but we'll have him on.
Yeah,
he's
you
not-
had me, now you gotta
Yeah,
deal
we
with
gotta
him.
balance
you
it
gotta
out.
kinda balance it.
And the Berlins, they haven't been
Do
on in a
them
while.
too. Yeah, we'll get them in too.
Yeah.
We got a whole bunch of shit going on.
Yeah, we've already got kind of like a whole year plan already at this point.
Yeah, except for not at all.
Except no, our scheduling is so fucked.
It'd be funny if you guys would somehow be able to like make it mobile. You just bring some microphones,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you go to
If we
like
had,
a restaurant for a couple hours.
yeah,
and
we
then
were
you-
thinking about doing that and getting sushi
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
The thing was like we would have to have like lapel mics or something, maybe
Yeah,
recorded on a
lapel mics
phone.
are such a
Mhm.
bitch.
I mean, I guess you could do it. It's just you got to get that shit. Probably not expensive. Lapel mics aren't.
They're probably like $25 a piece.
Quality would probably take a dip.
Yeah,
but
the problem would be is
You'd have to have a laptop maybe, and then just
You
kind
probably
of
could do
pass the
that.
mic around or something.
you
Or,
could. I mean, it's all a pain in the ass, really, to do it mobile, but it's possible.
yeah, that'd be
There's also you can just do it on your phone if you want.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think the big goal this year is merchandise.
Ooh.
That's the goal. I'm saving it.
Merch is possible. It's a little expensive because you got to buy them in,
Bulk.
X amount of money or X amount of shirts or whatever.
I've got quite a bit of money saved up right now, and a lot of the money that I'm making at my dad's office, is most of it's going in the bank. So
Cool.
because I really don't need that much money to survive. I maybe need.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to about my new job. I'm going to be making as much in a week than I was in a month. So,
Yeah, that exactly.
I mean, that helps a
shit,
little bit.
I'm gonna.
And then if I get, I can't say the name of the place yet, but I applied to a new job, and if I get this job that I'm applying to, it's going to be about mid-20s.
The government.
Yeah, it actually,
I applied
it is,
for
it is,
the
it is a
government.
government job, but it's going to be in the mid to high 20s.
late
Yeah.
20s.
Yeah.
Late.
It's gonna be it's gonna be at least it's gonna be the mid to late $20 per hour. So I won't find out if I get hired there until after tax season. But if that comes through, then
Then you'll be Donnie's bodyguard. Old Trump's bodyguard.
you're damn right. No.
You got to take bullets for him and shit.
I'll apply a spray tan and
Yeah.
tie his fucking stupid long ass tie. That really actually pisses me off, dude.
His tie's too long. It pisses me off.
It really does. The tie I wore today was too long, and all I could feel, I was like, God, fuck, how does he do
What are
this shit?
ties for?
Just to
It looks
accentuate.
nice. You
It's
ever
an
wear
accent.
Hide
It's,
the buttons.
it's an accent.
We don't wanna
is
see
what it is.
buttons?
Well, yeah, I guess that's part of it. I didn't really think about that.
No.
I think it's an accent.
Have
too.
an
They
arrow
just-
pointing at my dick.
Kinda.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Nah.
keep looking.
You ever wear ties?
Down here? A lot when I was in private school, yeah. When I went to Southwest
So you
Christian
probably just
School.
hate them anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I love dressing up, dude. I feel like such a fucking man. I am so full of testosterone when I'm dressed up. It's fucked up.
I feel humiliated when I'm
I
dressed
feel like
up.
it
good.
takes me too long to pee. You know what I mean?
If I'm not wearing this every single day, I'm freaking out.
I'm gonna freak out.
I gotta wear the Godzilla.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Gotta wear my Gojira hoodie. Gotta
Closing
wear a black
statement
shirt.
is, it's good to finally have an episode. It's been a bit, so stay tuned. We have a lot of shit planned for 2019, and
Semi-planned. Yeah.
semi-planned. We have a lot of thoughts in the bubble.
So, that's it, I guess.
See ya.
We'll see ya next time.
Bye, guys.
ClearShotsPodcast.com is where you'll find links to everything we do. You can check us out on Twitter at ClearShotsPod. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and check us out on Periscope for live videos. If you have anything you want to ask us, send us an email at clearshotspodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. We will see you next time.